Welcome back to an update video. We are talking today about AMC, GME, KOSS, BYND, FFAI, GoPro, and DOKU and SPY. If you're interested, just stay tuned. As always, I'm using the Fractal method. Explanation video for that I will put again at the end of the video, how it works, the rules, and so on. Okay, well then let's jump into AMC. So I tried today to make a shorter video. Let's see if I'm able to. Also today, main tracking will be AMC. I will put GME and KOSS as confirmation into it. Just saying. And for the big tracking, because we only look at micro tracking today, I will link you the big roadmap video where everything is explained. 1-part squeeze, 2-part squeeze, price targets, blah, 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 at the end of the video. Okay, well then let's jump in. Okay, I mean, not much happened in the last days, just saying. There's not much confirmation. The thing is, we finally broke our 0.5. Yeah, that's important. So this could be our V, just saying. But there's also the possibility that we may be going till Friday 123. Just to say that if this was our V today, if we're not suddenly doing now tomorrow, Thursday or Friday, something like this, I still have to say I don't, right now I don't see next week. I just don't see it. Because this little tiny higher low is not enough. And what do I mean with that? So, as always, all three charts 1 hour, left side today, in the middle is January 2021, and on the right side is April to May 2024. And you see, in January, we pulled back to the 0.5. And in May 2024, we pulled back to the 618. Yeah? So we could bounce here. If not, our next target is 1.23 for our 618 bounce. Same like May 2024. But we still, in my opinion, have to do the higher low. I mean, in 2021, we can look, this took us 2 days. So, is possible Thursday, Friday. The only thing is, I'm not talking about something like this. Yeah, you see this. This higher low should do at least something like that. With a higher low, of course. Just saying. Yeah. The higher low of May took you 9 days. Yeah. So, in my opinion, if we just doing sideways or falling till Friday without a higher low, I don't see next week. Of course, if we're suddenly doing something completely different and we go on Monday, okay, fine. Just one thing, because I saw that today so many times. Because of course, I always want to look at the sentiment of the whole ape or whatever AMC investor groups. Yeah. And especially the main actors. Yeah. I mean, I really say that you should never trust a YouTuber. Not even me. Yeah. Really, don't trust me. Get an ideas, track it yourself. Yeah. For me personally, for my tracking, the sentence, it's not one-to-one. Yeah. That's why I have, with some colleagues, created this method. Because if you're always taking one-to-one bars patterns, yeah, you might already realized you will lose more than you win. Yeah, because it's most of the time, except for example, Riot, Neo, it's not one-to-one. Yeah? But in every single squeeze in AMC, 2021, 2024, 2025, we did a higher low. It was smaller, it was bigger, but every time we did a higher low. To say now we don't need to do a higher low is, yeah, I mean, for me at least, no. The higher low, it's the same like the A pullback. The higher low and the A pullback is a very, very important landmark. And also, one thing, because I also saw this today on, I think it was 5 YouTubers, to say that this is our higher low. Sorry, for me, this is the, we had this already. I don't know, it was 2025 or 2024. Same people, same guys. We are saying in the same, in a similar position, this is higher low. It went through, but it's still a higher low. No, that's bullshit. Yeah, you can say it's not one-to-one, but a higher low is called higher low because the ending is higher than the low. Just saying, this here is not a higher low. Sorry, it just isn't. At least you can say we don't need the higher low. Okay, fine. If you track this, perfect. To say this is our higher low is bullshit. Yeah, that's not even my opinion. I really say whoever is saying this is a higher low is an idiot. Sorry. So bounce here, and we do this tomorrow and Friday. Fine. If we're closing in a higher low, then we have a chance for next week. If we just fall into Friday and doing this little bounce, I would say the whole next week we're doing the higher low. For me personally, I would see no chance for next week. Just saying. And as always, if you break 100, which I don't think so, but if you drop under this level, it's over. End of story for this year. Just saying. So AMC still looks great and still looks fine. Next, as confirmation is KOSS. Again, only a small update because most of you are not interested in it because no options. Yeah. For KOSS, it's a very old, a very slow stock. But it also squeezed me with AMC and GME exactly the same, but that's the reason why they are all three synchronized. It started in March 2020 and squeezed with them also in January. For this is for KOSS since 2021 till 2024 is just macro higher low. Quite the same like GME. And from May 2024 till today, this is just a micro higher low for the big one. And KOSS today, in my opinion, had a good chance to be finished. Yeah? Because here is our micro higher low. This is our micro higher low to our big or smaller higher low. Just saying. And if you look here, it's picture perfect. Yeah? You run up, you fall V and A, and especially today, you went under the 786. So this higher low, micro higher low, is finished. Yeah? Next thing should be upside. Yeah? It would be similar to here, 2024. May 2024. Because here you also did micro higher low, then you went a little bit sideways, and then you went up. Yeah? And in that case, you already went up on May 3rd. Yeah? Doing this A with breakout retest, and then it goes on May 10th with AMC and GME. Yeah? So KOSS was a little bit earlier than AMC and GME. So if we're doing the same, yeah, I can only see we going sideways if AMC is not doing anything next week, or KOSS is breaking out, making this breakout retest during the time AMC is doing its high low. It's the only way. For KOSS, if you touch or break $3.47 here, I mean, that's not so far away. That's only 7%. I mean, KOSS is a really, really fucking turtle. Yeah, slow mover. Yeah, only when it squeezes, it gets rockets at the back. Yeah, otherwise it's fucking slow moving. Yeah, but again, if you're breaking this low, this becomes T. In that case, it's over for KOSS for this year, which also would mean it's over for AMC and GME this year, or they are not synchronized anymore, if you want to say that. So, but still, KOSS looks ready. The last one is GME. So for GME, again, we'll only look what we have done in the last days. If you want the big updates, price targets, how it should look like, again, same like AMC, I will link the roadmap update video at the end of the video. For GME, it's quite different, yeah, because AMC looks fine, KOSS looks fine, GME looks like shit. That's really my biggest problem right now. We don't have confirmation yet, but we are very fucking close, and I really don't like that. What do I mean? This was our V in November. Higher low up to our macro A, yeah, over T, macro A, pullback. GME has to bounce here. And that means we're coming to the micro tracking in a second, but it has to bounce here. Yeah. I want to see at least, if you're not squeezing next week, something over 26 next week. It has to bounce. Why? If you're taking from our V to our peak of A, the fib, you see we broke under the 0.5, under the 618. That's still fine, as an A can do. You're not allowed to touch the 786, and the 786 is sitting at 2131. We are sitting at 2210. That's only 3.5% away. And that's the shitty part. Because if you only touch this, in my opinion, it's over for GME for 2026 at least. But if it's over for GME, I can't track AMC and KOSS bullish. I just can't. That's my biggest problem now. Even if you are not using fibs or my version or my tracking, the main point here is you have a V, you have a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. A wonderful uptrend. If you break the 786, you're breaking this low here, and you're creating a lower low. That means you're breaking a bullish uptrend. Even in normal cases, is this fucking bearish? Yeah. What would that mean? Well, if you break 2130, yeah, this A becomes T, and it's only the T of this M. This M started here. So the first thing you have to do is go into 17. Here would come up again. This would be then your main T, and then you have to do V under A, which is 1336, 63, 1363. And this will take you at least till next year. That's the shitty part. Yeah. So I really have problem with GME right now because we are so fucking close to be fucking bearish. I mean, the only way to make this in any way bullish, even if we break this, would be saying that this is a higher low. In any way, okay? As long as you're not breaking 1960, you could still say we are in a higher low. But first of all, it's not really working with my rules. Second of all, in my opinion, that's again moving the goalpost. Yeah, because if you do that, you're making this higher low, coming down here, making this higher low, then you still have to do A, breakout retest, this A, and then you go. In that way, you're already, I don't know, July, August. And what is AMC doing till then? You know, in my opinion, it doesn't work. I could be wrong. I really don't like GME. But for me, I think I go into puts if we break or touch 2130. That's. I'm not saying it has to. Yeah, it still looks bullish, especially I mean, you could say, yeah, that this today was the micro higher low, and you go up from here. Fine. Yeah. I'm also okay if sideways. Yeah. I'm even also okay if you break this low here. As long as you're not touching 2130, this is still fine. And as long as you fucking move your fucking ass over 26 next week. Yeah. Because also just going sideways now over weeks is fucking bearish. That's not bullish. That's just moving the goalpost. And the main problem here for AMC is KOSS and GME will be the confirmation for AMC, because if they are bearish, GME will really strongly, quickly go down. Yeah, okay, KOSS maybe also slow, yeah, but AMC, and I tell you that it's the same like 2024 and 2025. It will still look good till August, maybe even till October, because what would GME, AMC do? It maybe go down here, would slowly go up, will reject this trend line as a higher low also should do, but in that case it would be T. You would be very, very slowly falling down, will bounce again, very slowly down. You don't knife here, yeah? Till end of the year, or at least till October, September, you will just do another higher low which is breaking, another higher low which is, you know that. You will always have times with this is the higher low, now we are bullish. No. But it will slowly grinding down. Next main problem is if we're tracking it like that, your target is something 80, 70, 50, 30 cents. That's the shit part about this. Yeah. So, still bullish. Just saying, really, still bullish. But first of all, GME, fucking do something. And AMC, I'm kind of leaning that we find our V this Friday, but we still need to higher low. But let's see. One last thing, because it has nothing to do with tracking. Yeah, just saying. I read that so many times today, or saw it in videos. The Roaring Kitty thing. Yeah, in my opinion, there are only two ways. One, he got hacked. Second one, it was him. It was the perfect time. Yeah, but neither one or two are bullish. Yeah. Second one, he got hacked, so it wasn't him. Yeah, so that's not bullish. First one, it was him. That's even worse in my opinion, because whoever wrote these messages was a fucking scammer. He sold you a shitcoin, and in the moment it broke up, the owners, all of them, completely sold everything. They made millions and $100,000 and left everyone behind. I didn't play it, but just saying. So if it was really Kitty and not what a lot of people thinking his brother, who is maybe working with scammers, no advice, but I just heard it of no evidence of that, but I just heard it. But if Kitty was that, he's a fucking scammer. He made this to sell you a shitcoin. I don't know if this is bullish. In my opinion, no. Then he is really just a fucking asshole. So so many times I saw today is neither way it's bullish. No, no. You have a bad version and an even worse version. Nothing is okay with both ways. Yeah? Just saying. Okay. Next one is BYND. Also, small update for the big update. It's again in the Sunday roadmap. I linked the video at the end. Today we just look what we have done. So nothing really happened, but I know that many of you want, of course, an update. I could now sit here and could say, yeah, that's absolutely clear. This was a V, and we might do a higher, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know. The thing is, this right now, it's just fugazi. Yeah, this could be the V. Yeah, to say that clearly, this could be a V. In the whole thing, this is just a pullback. Here's our M. The M started here. That's now fixed. And with this candle here, the M closed. Yeah. So in the best micro tracking, this was our T. Yeah. So this could be our V. Yeah. I still think, as I said since 2 weeks now, Friday will be our end. Yeah. So we have two ways. We falling into Friday. Yeah. But not under 17. Yeah. In that case, I already said somewhere in this range. And then doing Monday, Tuesday, a little higher low, whatever. Yeah. Or we really found our V here and we're doing the micro higher low till Friday. Yeah. One of these two things. Again, if you break 70, that would be bad. Same like AMC is touching 109 or GME is touching 2130. That would be bad. Not seeing that yet, but just as a warning. And I think on Friday there's also this little, I think, tinfoil that the US Army with the fake meat contract, which is not clear if it's beyond, because it's just fake meat for the soldiers. So let's see. Could be a nice catalyst, whatever. Again, if we finish this on Friday, we could squeeze to whatever numbers. If we're quick, or we starting our next tiny step, which is little b, which is around $6 to $5 pullback, and then we go to C, which is our macro A. And nothing changed yet. The macro A should still be July, August, or already the lower high of it. Let's see. But it still looks great. It's just taking its time. Yeah. Good. Next one, FFAI. Only because of the earnings tomorrow, after hours. For the whole update, is not much to say. Also, I will link the big update video at the end of the video. Today, we will just look what we have done. And for this, today, I talked with my colleague Brew, because you know me, I hate this stock. And I can get really tunnel vision on this. And tunnel vision is never good. That's why. So I have two versions for you. We have earnings tomorrow after hours. Yeah? I am still the opinion that this is our higher low. We under T. This is for me our M, and this is for me our T. And rejected this trend line. So for me, this is still higher low. But I still think, worked for it, that this Friday it should end. But if this Friday is the ending, to finish this higher low, you have to go V under A. And that means you have to go to 27 cents. This is at least a 30% drop. I mean, in that case, it would be a terrible earnings. Whatever will happen, it's not impossible. Yeah? But it's also not the first one it would have done that, but it's quite extreme. But this would be my version. From Thursday to Friday, we knife down here. If we do that, and if we're not breaking 20 cents, because 20 cents for FFAI is death, yeah, same like AMC, but for FFAI it would be really death. It wouldn't take longer, it would be really death. But if we open on Friday here, perfect. I mean, that would be bullish if we're holding this level. If not, yeah, the only alternative would be that this is really an A. And with A, I mean this whole thing. Yeah. A is doing a 0.5, 0.618 pullback. We bounced here. So the only way to make this in any way bullish is that you put your T you really have to try to put your T down here in this little shitty thing. And this here would be a higher low. It wouldn't be finished yet because you would still have to drop, but you only have to drop to finish this micro higher low to down here. That would be 3-4 cents. Yeah. This would be only 15%. This is more doable. Yeah. So if we open on Friday, somewhere around 34, could be bullish. Yeah. So I still don't like it. Just saying, I really still don't like it. But at least I give it a chance. Okay. This would be my 2 points. Yeah. Again, everything under 20 cents, bad. Otherwise, there's a chance. Next one, a little update for GoPro. So nothing really changed. I just had to make a minor change for this. We showed it in a second. But for the macro tracking, nothing changed. We have a C, low I, midpoint T. Our all-time low for the bullish tracking is still April 11. We also did a wonderful higher low. Here, this would be the higher low. Also nicely finished under a 786. And then we broke out. The original tracking that this was already our B, our A, and we would have gone to our B and then pull back. This drop was too low. That this is B. 8 was just too low. But this thing is just A. Yeah, can happen. Yeah, but this thing was just A. Because if you look, wait, let's delete this a little bit. Right now, we perfectly bounced at a 0.5. Which 0.5 from our low to our peak? Perfectly at the 0.5. We were under M. We were over T. So I don't know why I didn't saw that. Tunnel vision sometimes. So there are 2 ways. If this was a bounce, because it's also a perfect breakout retest. If this was a bounce, you'd go up from here. Yeah. Your next target, if you go slow, would be up, B, C. Yeah. Which C? Just to show that. Your next target is macro A. And the same like here, you don't want to fall under this wedge again. So A is doing a 0.5, 0.618 pullback. So we're taking our all-time low here. And then we look how high should we go for the 618 first. That would be $28 to not break under this. If we're only doing a 0.5, but you still have to be over T, yeah, it would be 16 or something. But then you really have to fucking run up just to do this breakout retest. So let's see. But that's not the interesting part for GoPro. We come to that in a second. Just a little warning. First of all, if this is a bounce, great. If not, you could still come back to the 618. That means something 90 cents. Still okay for an A. What's again not okay is something under 74 cents, because that would be under the 786, and then this A would become an M, and we're talking about way more time. Yeah? So the really interesting part, why this thing is even interesting, is the IPO. So left side for our chart today, right side for our chart, the IPO of GoPro, and that means 2008. And that's the interesting part, because we have 2 possibilities here. First of all, if we're just taking it 1-to-1 for now, then this is your higher low. Yeah, this part then, which you don't see, would be this, and this would be this. Yeah, I mean, in that way, if we're really tracking it that 1-to-1, you look here, you fell under the 618. So in that case, you would drop under this here, 86 cents or something else. But the interesting part after this is this gap up, because if we zoom out, this gap up would shoot you over all-time highs. Yeah, and the all-time highs is where 101. This is shooting you over all-time highs. That would be the dream version. The more conservative version is that this A is the macro A, which would make more sense, but I can't be 100% sure. In that case, you would be right now here. Yeah? So you have to go to 13 or 28, doing your 0.5, 0.618 pullback, this pullback, and then, but with this version, you even go higher than the higher low, the all-time high, way higher. And with this version, we would, I don't know which price target it would be, 200, 300, let's see. Yeah, and there are no reverse splits here. Yeah, that's all true prices. So it's still interesting. As long as you're not touching 74, perfect. Good. Next one is DOKU. And I already showed that on the homepage. I said that I want to show that in the last video. I really forgot it. Sorry. It's also, for transparency, a new tracking, because I saw a mistake. Old tracking was that we compared this one to this one, and this low to this low. With this drop we did there, it can't be possible, because from our V to our peak, we fall under the 786. The same version here was a 618. So this here is clearly our higher low. Same thing, this here was clearly an A. That's why. So but it's, the thing is, it is with this mistake, the new version is even more bullish than the old main tracking. Yeah. So we have our C, our lower high, midpoint T, V, higher low. Next target is A. A has to go over 113. Yeah, something in this range. Breaker retest B. That is for the rules. For the fractal is repeating itself, I think there's a good chance that it's not so perfect like Neo and Riot, but it comes near. Because if you look at IPO, we have here a double top. Left side is lower than the right side. Yeah? And you have a nice U, W or M. Yeah? Would be the same like here. Double top, left side is lower than the right side, and also a U. Then you fall down, same as you fall down here. You're making this low. In my opinion, this is this low here. So after that, you're making a higher low. Here, you're making a higher low. Same thing, like here, you're making a higher low. Then you make this hump and fall to your new all-time low. Same like here, you're making this hump and falling, not all-time low, but lower than the ones before. And after that, you're making your main higher low before you go to your A. This here, if you look at this, this is a perfect 786 bounce. Yeah. So same thing like here, just way bigger, because fractal is getting bigger and slower. This is your higher low. This would be this little thing here. So what's coming next? This. And I'm using this bars pattern, just, it doesn't have to be one-to-one, but just as an example how it could look like. Yeah? Something like this. So your target would be 153, something like this. Yeah? I would still think we are not breaking M, just because this would be just A. But it would like this. And I think if we do that, we can even track it perfectly, because we have a peak. You have one lower high, second lower high, third lower high, fourth lower high. I think these peaks, it doesn't have to be looking one-to-one, but I think you will have 4 pretty clear lower highs and also your lower lows. You have one lower low, second lower low, third lower low, knife, higher low. I think if we do that, we can track perfectly. I mean, this is already a good play. Yeah. The next thing would be even more stupid because this is just the ending of this higher low from of the ending of this A pullback. After that comes this. This is just stupid. This is really just stupid because this is shooting over all-time highs easily. And not even over all-time highs, massive over all-time highs. I don't know what DOKU will do, yeah, that it deserves this, but it will be fucking interesting. Yeah. And also, there are no splits. These price targets are real. 300 all-time high is a real price target. No splits. Looks great. Let's see. Okay. Last one, the community wish is buy. Just a little update because someone wanted to know how I look at SPY. I mean, maybe you remember, but I think 2 weeks ago, or was it 1 week ago, I said my price target for this week, Thursday, Friday, would be 750. We are at 743, and if I look at futures right now, it looks good. So I would still say 750. Yeah, no financial advice till Friday. But the thing is, this is not a guess. Yeah. So we have here our broadening batch, yeah, from January till March, where I also said, because here a lot of people said, this is the perfect shot. You have to full in, short, this real knife. And back then I really was angry because I really wanted people, please don't short this thing. This could be fucking bad. Yeah. And then we went up. Also to say this, we are now running since 44 days. Yeah. Even I have to say there should be a pullback. And I'm not talking about something like the little pullbacks. I'm talking about a pullback. You should get a pullback. Doesn't matter if it's manipulated or whatever. You should get a pullback. So why do I have this price target? Well, this would be just middle A. From our V to our top, we are looking for a price target where we don't fall into the broadening wedge again. That means A is doing a 0.5 pullback. So from our low to whatever peak we get, we have to go so high that we are not breaking the wedge again with a 0.5. And that's 750 or 748. Perfect. Yeah. Little warning. An A can also do a 786, a 618. That means if we want to go so high up that we don't break under it with a 618, that is bringing you to 790. Just saying, it's risky. Yeah. How long would that take? Well, the thing is, I'm not looking for a broadening wedge now. No, we are not in the stage right now. What then? Well, something like this. Days, weeks, just knifing. If you notice, that's not possible because this is 7%, 8% not possible. Well, the example is just, where is it? Yeah, October 2025. Yeah. In 8 hours, we dropped 4%. We are now looking for the double of it. So it's 2 days. Yeah, I would say weeks. Yeah, but maybe 2 days. For the story behind it, this whole thing is war. And since the beginning, I'm hearing now, war is bearish, we will fucking knife. No, that's manipulation. Because of war, they have to prep the market. War is fucking bearish. Why is this thing going down? Every day. Every day I hear this bullshit. Black Monday, no shit. Black Tuesday, ah shit. Black Wednesday, ah shit. Yeah, since weeks, every fucking day. I tell you, At 750, everyone will say, okay, I now get bullish. I will be bullish. And then we knife. Would be funny. Yeah. War isn't bearish for the market. It isn't. Yeah. You already saw that with Russia attacking Ukraine, market went up. Yeah. It's not bearish. Yeah. So what would be the story for this be? Well, what if we're getting peace this weekend? Real peace. It will be knife on Monday. Really, I will laugh my ass off if we do that. Yeah. For me personally, no financial advice. I want to see where we are at Friday. I would say it will be 750, maybe a little bit higher, a little bit lower. I will look for puts. My target is 690, so 700s, 2 weeks out-ish. Yeah, it's a little YOLO play, but if I'm right, I want to play this knife, for fuck's sake. No financial advice. For NASDAQ, it would be 730-ish, I think. Something like that. But same move. To the upside, 730, 780 if you're doing the 618, but the knife on both the same. Yeah. And as I said in the last roadmap video, I think this knife would be the perfect time for meme squeeze. Let's see. Okay. Was a little bit shorter. I'm trying to make the video shorter. Okay. As always, explanation video here, playlist here. The big roadmap update video, the new one back here. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, you can leave me an abo. Let's see what we are doing today and Friday. See ya.